good, everybody? This is Mr. Hatchet with True Juggalo Family. We're down here in Austin, Texas at Yellow Dog Studios. Send out that props first and foremost, allowing us the studio to cut this interview with Smackola of Dirty Wormz. We tried to come down and do this interview the first time, and we found out he was a very in-depth, articulate individual, and we wanted to give the video a little bit more time. First of all, man, thank you so much, brother.
All right, no problem.
You already know how much we appreciate this. We're gonna break this into 4 segments. Basically, it's gonna be smack, little in-depth about him, then the band, his relevance with the Juggalo community and Kibosh, and then last, but definitely not least, a full-blown Juggalo portion of the interview. So expect a different interview than what you've seen, and we'll go ahead and kick it off. To get things started, how long have you been making music? Just in general, I mean, how long have you been actually making music?
I've been making music since I had to probably be about 10, 12 years old, somewhere around there.
And how long is that?
Many moons, man.
Couple moons?
Yeah, a couple moons.
As far as Dirty Wormz, the band, how long has Dirty Wormz been making?
Dirty Wormz been around since probably about 2000, 2001. Actually, the vibe of it, the music was made before the band was made, so we've been around since about 2001.
As far as what actually inspired you to make music, like early on in that 12, 10-year-old range, why is music so relevant in your life?
My mother, she was always singing around the house, singing songs, and Michael Jackson.
Hell yeah.
A lot of Michael Jackson records being played, old school, Aretha Franklin, you know what I mean? So those will probably be my top 3
That's what's up.
influences. My mom, Aretha, and Michael.
Hell yeah, dude, that's really cool. I remember the first time we spoke, you said Aretha Franklin, and
Yeah.
on the way back to Dallas, I was like, dude, that's really fresh. I mean, too many people try to portray a different image, but whenever you really give the true props to where it comes from, man,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
that's what's up. As far as when you actually got started in the industry, there's a great story itself there. Who discovered you, or how did you get into the music industry?
I've been making music a while, and then a friend of mine, Sarabian, had gave my music to Roy Jones Jr., the boxer. He heard it and immediately just got at me, you know what I mean? He was starting a label. He was like, yo, I want that dude to front run my shit, you know what I mean?
And getting to know your music, now that I actually know quite a bit of it, man, it's hot. That's what it's about. It's damn near like it make you want to fight.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just it's so hot. You don't know what else to do with that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And like, I know you won't just volunteer the information, but what is it like to actually? You told me you got to come out and into fights and stuff, and tell us a little bit about, if you don't mind, what it was like to some of the experiences with Roy.
I mean, those are some of the best experiences I had. I learned a lot, just being around Roy, because first of all, it was right before he unified the title,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like,
So before he went big, you were already with him.
Yeah, he was already big, but he didn't get as big as he was yet, you know what I mean? But he was already like known, household name kind of thing. But just being around him and meeting the people I've met, and I've had dinner with Don King and met Whitney Houston, Michael Jordan, and all these people, and it's like, that's how I got to meet even Little J from Rap A Lot. And
what would you say?
It was a very I can't even really explain it. It was the best school I probably could have ever went to. I learned so much from it. I learned things that he probably doesn't even understand that he even
taught you, or
that he even taught me, or just by letting me be around, I just soaked it up like a big sponge. You know what I mean?
I couldn't believe that some of the people you've met. I don't know whether you would get to be on a personal level or really get to know them like this, but is there any one of those individuals, not even music related, just any significant person in society that you would say, like, wow, man, that was really a cool cat? Or
oh, there's so many of them.
Yeah,
it was so many. I met people that were just behind the scenes with other people that you never even heard about, that didn't even get those kind of props, and they weren't even looking for it either.
That's not what they're doing it for.
Yeah, it was just everyday thing to them,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that behind the scenes. That's what whenever they get that acknowledgement, like you're talking about, yo, that's what's up. you were literally like 24/7, or not literally, but you were around him damn near 24/7 as far as coming out into the fights and whatnot. We're talking about, you know, coming up into this major, like his major title shots and all this shit.
Yeah.
You know, as a person that's in music, what's that like walking out into that, or going into a mall and people just shutting down the mall for y'all? Or, you know, and that was before you were even big, right?
Yeah, I was just still trying to get on. I'm just sitting here walking in this guy's shadow. You know what I mean?
Were you ever like, what the?
No, I mean I expected it just because. I mean, I already knew who he was. I was already a fan of his before it even, you know, jumped off. So that's when I got the call. I was like, Roy Jones, stop bullshit.
Yeah.
Stop playing. And then they were like, no, here's his number, call him. So I called him, and it was definitely him. And I remember even calling up some of my friends saying, hey, call this number and tell me if that's not him on, you know, voicemail. Because I was kind of thinking, man, somebody's pulling my leg. So once I got past that party, he invited me out to a couple fights. And not only just out to the fight, but into the ring. Like, we're walking out. You know, you could probably find some of those old HBO tapes, and you could see me there just walking out in the ring with him, and just to walk out and hear that roar of the crowd, and you know, it was just, I was like, wow.
Surreal, right? Overwhelming, like.
But it was cool to see him walk out, and one of the things I think I learned from him was he would walk out, all this major love, like just this roar. Like I said, it would just be like such a high. You know, it felt like I was about to get in the ring and fight. My legs were shaking. I'm like, that's a lot to handle, you know what I mean? And, but then after he would do it and come back and we'd go back to the room, it was like it was almost like as if he just pulled it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always noticed that about him, like he just would pull it off and like go back to being just Roy, you know? You
get to ever talk to him anymore? You stay in touch?
Oh, I still talk to him. We still text each other every now and then, you know what I mean? Still stay in touch.
Like it's I think it's a really cool thing for any artist to get to start off like that. That's why I wanted to stress that story first of all, for someone that's young in the game, so to say, you know, for the public eye to get to come into like that, you know. And then you expressed to me the first time we spoke about how much you thoroughly enjoyed Roy, and you know how much of an influence he was. So that's what, just for if nothing else, to hear how much he did influence you.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what I really wanted to give that side into the, you know, relevant to our community or not, it's insight to you and the humility, or the, you know, the humble nature that you walk around with. You know, that's some solid stuff right there. And like he still won't even say, like, I know he's told me about walking into malls and shutting them down, and top floors on the, you know, hotels names we won't even, you know,
penthouses, and just everything you've probably seen. Like, I mean, we've been there, done it. You know,
and that's really happened.
You know what I mean? Actually been there and looking at stuff on movies and other TV shows, and I'm like, man, we stayed in that room right there.
Yeah, that was it. That was where we were.
Yeah, but it was real cool, just the whole experience of following around a super athlete like that, you know. It was cool just to know his whole background and to see his whole dream lay out, and to see the people that were involved with his whole career. Just everything. Just to see how, you know, how he was a real person from Pensacola, Florida, that a lot of people knew, and this was his journey. And then it was just me coming in on the part of it I came in on. I just soaked it up. I was like, wow, this is, you know, an experience.
We'll peel off for a minute, take a little break, and we'll hit them up with another segment. Probably about a week. Check that out, y'all. Whoop whoop, homie.
Sure.